And feel free to go to my website. Check out my website, channelinginc.com. You can see it right here below. And yeah, I have all sorts of cool like online spiritual events that I do on a regular basis, all sorts of workshops that I have. And I would love for it if you can go and check it out and see what's coming up next. Today's topic I'd like to talk about, so I like to do these once in a while where I talk about different topics, is always be channeling. And what do I mean by always be channeling? Sometimes I get students that, or just the public, they misinterpret what I mean by always be channeling. Is oftentimes they think like, oh, you have to constantly be, getting information, and there's all this information that's coming in, and you're overwhelmed. Like, how do I handle it all? And I can't stand this. Like, I'm afraid to do that because I don't want to always get bombarded. And I'm like, no, 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 that won't happen. That won't happen. So what I mean by always be channeling is that you always have the availability for the information to come in. What I mean by this is, imagine like a satellite dish. Remember those old school satellite dishes that you would put on your houses and stuff like that? Well, imagine like information coming in to those satellite, the satellite, but like your spirit guides, for example. Your spirit guides, as you're going on living your life, you may not always have information coming in, like there's the satellite dish and then the cable that goes to the receiver. You don't turn it off ever. But as you're going on living your life, you might get one of your spirit guides that's trying to get your attention. So then they get your attention, they give you information, that information comes in, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you process the information, and then you go on, you thank you very much, and then you go on living your life. And then maybe later in the afternoon, you're like, oh, another spirit guide wants to come in, and you have the satellite dish open and available. You receive the message, you process it, and you're like, okay, thank you very much. You go on living your life, and then maybe later on in that evening, you have the satellite dish on, and a spirit guide tries to come in and give you information, and then you receive that information and you go on living your life. So that's what I mean by always be channeling. So what I eventually want to get my students to be able to do is to fast channel. That means you can fast channel anywhere, on the spot, in the moment, any situation, any circumstance, in a good, healthy way. You know who you're getting the information from. You know the source of it. You know if it's of the light, in your highest and greatest good, and you can get very detailed, practical answers and messages from your spirit guides on how to navigate your life and how to do amazing things with your life. So my name's Ken Lewicki. Always be channeling. This is what I mean by always be channeling. I can teach you how to do this. I do this with my online workshops. Visit my website, channelinginc.com. As you can see, I'm very excited about this. In my opinion, channeling is the foundation to all spirituality. Why? Because when you know how to channel at very high levels, you know who you're getting the information from, and you know that what you're doing is you're getting that information and you're taking it to much higher levels. So for example, if you're taking any courses or any other people's trainings, then you can actually channel live during the classes and check to verify if the information you're getting is accurate or not. So you're not making assumptions or just blindly believing. But then you can also take that information, work with your spirit guides, and ask, okay, how can I use this information, this knowledge that I'm being taught, and take it to way more advanced levels? And you can only do that with channeling. So this is why I dedicate my life to this, one of the many reasons. And the other reason is, can you imagine how much better the world would be if everyone knew how to channel and were doing what they were really meant to do with their life? Have a great day.